What's going on, guys? Proto here. Today we're going to be going over OSINT. We're going to start from the beginning with this series. So what it is, how it's sourced, and why you should know about it. Stick around.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Alrighty. So we're going to start off this year with some easier, not necessarily easier, but more beginner-friendly OSINT. I feel like that's a good way to get back into the game. For this first video, it's going to be about open source. And what I want to do a few things in 2025. One of them is give more information on privacy-focused or privacy-related material. A lot of what I do and deal with is because people don't keep their information private, and that's how we get OSINT. If you're new to all this, you haven't checked out my page, first time here, thank you. Go ahead and give me a follow. You'll learn some stuff, hopefully, and I think it'll be good. So let's switch over to the desktop, and hopefully this works first try. Boom, first try. So, open source information. What is it, and why should you care? Make sure I'm on the right screen here. Just like all the other little video things that I have, here's our little agenda for this. We have the introduction, what it is, how it's gathered, why you should care, and then a little bit of a conclusion. So, introduction, OSINT. OSINT, with the T on the end, usually refers to open source intelligence techniques in regards to gathering that information. Today we're just going to be talking about open source intelligence itself. So we're not talking about how we find it, we're not talking about how we can use it, abuse it, all that other fun stuff. We'll get that later. This is just very beginner friendly about OSINT. So we are no longer consumers in this world. We are commodity, and the commodity that we are is our information. The business model of gathering data and then selling it on the users or consumers, whatever it may be, has expanded infinitely. Especially with all these different apps and free thing. Every store has a free membership. We'll get into that in a minute. But by signing up for that free membership, you're giving away your information freely, and they are selling that information. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Again, it's open source information, so there's no hacking, illegal actions. You really just need a set of Google skills in order to find this stuff. And again, people aren't stealing this information from you. Now, there can be data breaches and such, which we'll go over, which then becomes open source information. But the way it's gathered is just, we give it away freely. And then you are your own worst enemy in this digital age. If you are doing anything with any technology that we have now, whether that be social media, you buy anything online, all of that stuff is just giving data away for free. So there's that. And where are we going here? I don't know what just happened there. Let's try this. There we go. Alright, so what it is. It's, like I said just a moment ago, it is information collected by companies, agencies, and applications. All of this information is available on the clear web. There is a difference between the dark web, deep web, and clear web. And I have it listed here in a kind of deeper to higher, deeper to more visible. I don't know. Dark web stuff is the Tor, all of that fun stuff. Deep web is more of that deeper searching. You're going to be using some Google dorking, and if you don't know what Google dorking is, I have posts on it. We'll be going over it again in some more videos. And then the clear web is just your straight Google skills, your straight Google search. You go to google.com, you type in Facebook, and boom, Facebook pops up. The information that we talk about for OSINT or open source information, it could be as simple as just your first name to full contact information, including first name, last name, middle name, phone number, email, address, and it's not just you. Um, there are relationship trees being built in that if you share addresses, if you share phone numbers, so many things end up linking to where now not only are you just posting, or not only are you giving away your information, but now your information is being tied to somebody else who you are either married to, in a relationship with, or your family members. And so then it becomes this long tree of, yeah, I may not have, your full name, but now I have your mom's full name, married and maiden, and now I can assume what your full name, first and last, is. Again, kind of getting into the weeds on that part, but for this video, what you need to know is it could be as simple as that first name to full contact information. Now, here is the one little side curveball, I don't know, train derailment that's going to pop in here. And this is there's a different view from different people on this. Having some open source information about yourself posted online is good. Having that old or misinformation is useful because you can now have something on there that isn't necessarily true. So that spam mail that you're getting, it's not being sent to you anymore. It's being sent to wherever you used to live. Now, when we're talking about investigations and stuff like that, is that bad? Yeah, it could be, because then I can contact that person and say, hey, this person used to live here. Do you have a mailing address for them, or a forwarding address? It could be that you lived there 10 years ago, and no, they don't. And so now that's a dead end, and that whoever's doing the investigation or whatever, scammer or whatnot, they just wasted all that time trying to track down that new information. It could be good because you don't have a right phone number in there. Your phone number is off by a couple digits, or you have a completely fake phone number. With the different free, membership cards and stuff like that, where you get points and rewards and stuff, you don't have to give a real phone number. Very few times do those places actually have you verify who you are based off of the phone number. And so you can just, boom, give them the phone number. Little pro tip, if you need to give a phone number or an email, you can create a burner email and a burner phone number and give those away for everything. But going back around to the beginning of that, is some people still don't want their information at all, so having that old information can still be harmful at times. That's why they want that gone. I personally am fine with having some misinformation essentially out there. So how it's gathered. We're going kind of in a bit of an order in how I've been talking. So those stores and giveaways. So like I said in the beginning, companies are being paid for your data. You are a commodity, not a consumer. So you sign up for that free membership card at Safeway. You sign up for that free thing at the mall. You sign up for that random giveaway because they flag you down and they give you a free hat or something. All that information that you give is now being sold, because it's not just, nothing's free. So that information of yours is being sold, whether it be for spam mail, whether it be to, data collection companies, or whatever else they do with that data. It's now being sold, and your information is being spread across the internet. Now there's apps and services. Big one is social media. Facebook doesn't make money from just Facebook. They make money from their ads. They make money from their targeted ads, and they make money from selling your data, which you willingly give them. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of these things are the same. With that, you can't really give fake information on that, because a lot of times you're using it for a real purpose. You're using it so people can find you. There's that give and take. For the services, Gmail, YouTube, email in general, phone companies, things like that, all of that stuff is being sold. So the more you give them, the more they get to sell. Now, there are certain things that they can't give away. They're not going to give away socials. They're not going to give away, what's called protected information, but they're going to give away just up to that point. And then the big one that I have seen in a personal life is online and in-store purchases. So when you buy something online and you fill out all the shipping data, all that other stuff, and send it off to the big company, Amazon, is a big culprit of this. That information is now being sold because you get that free account. And even when you don't get the free account, if you aren't paying attention when you're going through the checkout process and it says don't sell my data, and you don't check that box, they're going to sell the data that you give them. They're going to create that list and compile that list that says this person was related to this phone number, this address, and this name. So that's a very basic way of how all of this stuff is gathered. Like I said, there's some more stuff that we'll go into in terms of data breaches and things like that. But for now, we're going to stay here. So why should you care? The big thing for me, especially going forward in 2025, is trying to preach a privacy mindset. I'm guilty of this too. We are consumers, not commodities, and that mindset needs to change. Our mindset needs to change. The mindset of us being commodities and us being able to be sold by buying products needs to change. Whether that's not giving our real information, whether that's just not providing information at all when we don't need to. If you're checking out for whatever website, check out as a guest. That way you don't have to put your real name. Use a P.O. box instead of your real address. Use a fake phone number and a burner email. There are so many different things that you can do for trying to keep that privacy-oriented mindset. And it's not because you got anything to hide. It's because you want privacy. It's not a bad thing. Another thing, for why you should care about having your information out there are scams. So there are a multitude of scams that occur because somebody has your information. One of my favorite, not my favorite, but one of the, I'll say the one that has usually the most fun stories are sextortions. So it's when somebody is sending explicit pictures to someone else, and then that person then is supposed to be a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a one-time thing. They turn out to be a scammer, and now they say, hey, I have your phone number. I went and found out who your mom and dad are and all your friends are, found your Facebook and whatnot, so I'm going to send these pictures to everybody you know unless you pay me $500. Now, this is where that misinformation comes into play. If you say, hey, give me my mom's phone number, let me know you're real, or give her a call, and then it's not your mom, well, you have a choice. You can either not pay and have that picture sent to somebody random. You can completely ignore them. Again, too many different ways to go about it. But all of that fear is based off of them being able to find your information, which again is open source. Now, you could spill the beans and give them information, especially if it's a long-standing relationship. However, you don't really see that much. It's mainly the met them online, sent the photo. Oh no, they want money now because they have everybody's phone number. Another one that's used quite commonly are death threats, actually. So somebody being sent pictures of decapitated heads, decapitated bodies, and saying, hey, we know who you are, we know who your family are. If you don't want them to end up like this, then give us money. Again, that's all open source information. Another thing is there's two last bullet points here. So pending legal cases or a possible target to a slander attack. Again, both of those things, going back and finding that information about yourself to then send things to you, try and backtrack and find where you used to live, anything tied to you. With legal cases, again, people being able to find neighbors, coworkers, phone numbers, a whole slew of things with that. And the one at the bottom, saving the best for last. Again, going back to the privacy mindset. If you have a spouse or ex-spouse who you are hiding from, if you are trying to not have your information get out there because you have a violent ex, or a spouse that you haven't been able to separate from, quote unquote, legally, if you start putting your information out there for people to sell, they're going to be found. This is something that I've dealt with before, and it's never fun having to explain, you bought that Amazon package, or you bought that pizza, that way you didn't have to go out, and now your ex is at the door trying to break it down. That is the worst conversation to have somebody, especially when they've tried to do everything right, and you now have to break the news that that one little thing they did screwed it up. So those are 4 very basic reasons on why you should care about essentially giving out your information, and why you should care about open source information even being a thing. So that's it. Again, I tried to make this one, normally my videos are about 30 minutes in terms of information and hands-on stuff, or showing something. With this, I wanted to have it be as basic as I could. So hopefully this makes some sense. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. We're going to take a quick look at this website here. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see me. The protovoid.card.co page, because it's going to have some information. My mouse needs to go the other way. Alrighty, so I'm not blocking too much in the corner. Here is my website. I have a bunch of stuff. I don't update it too much. It is extremely basic. I have a Spring. There's nothing on it yet. There's things on it, but nothing people can actually get. Here are a couple articles that I've written. It's actually just the one. But that links to a Medium page that has a bunch of other people on it too. Some learning. So I have a link to some OSINT or OSHIT. I believe these are videos, and then here are some tooltip PDFs that I have. These haven't been updated very much. However, they might get updated as I go forward. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to go back home here, and actually I can go here. Here's the About Me. Super simple. The GitHub really has nothing on it. I'm not sure if this public key is up to date. I have to double check. I had one that expired. If it isn't, I'll fix it. Not a big deal. But you will be able to contact me by the time this video is up. And then the fun and games. This was a capture the flag that I had done. Not active anymore. The one link isn't up anymore. But you can at least look at it. Here's the Buy Me a Coffee page. I have one supporter. Cool. I'm not super worried. This isn't super active right now. However, if you'd like to donate, because again, I spend a couple hours making these videos, it takes time away from my family, I'd appreciate it. Also helps with some data storage that I'm going to need to do, as well as a couple of other things that I have lined up that I'm going to have to pay for a service for. If not a big deal. One thing that I do want to show is the links. So, I have the website, the Teespring, but YouTube, Instagram, and OSINT tools. So, this is a list of OSINT tools. It was updated later than 2021. I think that I updated this like 6 months ago. But this has a bunch of different tools on there for OSINT, finding yourself, things like that. From here, there's also some IoT stuff, which is fun. From here, you can try and find yourself, find information about yourself, go from there. But don't dive too deep yet if you haven't done anything. Don't get too scared if you haven't done a whole bunch with OSINT and you start finding stuff about yourself. The next video that I do will be showing how to research yourself and some of the things you can do to get rid of your information. Hope you guys had a good New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's where you can follow me. There's a new thing on Instagram. They're called channels, I think. Follow that channel. That's where most of the updates will be posted. That's where the links to most of these videos will actually be, because you can't do Instagram Reels anymore as a full video. So check out the YouTube, check out the link, and be ready for a handful of new videos about OSINT and what it's going to look like from here on out. Have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you next time.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.